Okay, good morning. So today we're talking about CT34, giving you some practice with decomposition and practicing your turtle graphics Python skills. This is what we are working towards. So it's possible just to write one big nasty Python program to do all of the lines and fill them in, but it really helps if you're able to break this down using decomposition, subprograms, procedures and functions. So if we start by describing all of the features. Decomposition means breaking down a big problem into smaller parts. So a big problem might be drawing a house. We're going to break that down into the roof outside. That's this bit, which is just going to be one triangle and another triangle. So we can specify the coordinates here. It might help if you annotate this. So if you've got your purple spotty book, you can draw the grid. Remember, it's 0, 0 in the middle. We're going to go across to plus 200 on X, back to minus 200, and I can't remember if it's up to 200 in the Y and down, or if it's the other way around. We're going to have to double check. If you draw a little grid, then you can help yourself out with the coordinates. And we've got some shapes, haven't we? We've got squares, we've got a hexagon, we've got a circle, we've got rectangles, we've got triangles. Some of them are filled in white, some of them are filled in blue, some of them have thick lines, some of them have thin lines. So your first job is to fill out the table saying where all of these shapes are. So just reminded ourselves that 0x is in the middle of the screen and 200 is at the top of our canvas. If I wanted to draw a grey rectangle for the bottom of the door, I'm going to say pen colour is going to be grey. Oh, I can never remember the spelling. I think that's the American way and that's the British way. So I've got to be careful. Because typing in the colours in Python needs to be spelt the American way. The pen colour and the fill colour are both grey, and I would like a rectangle from, well, let's see, if that's 0 and that's 100, it's going to be about 50, minus 50. And if this is 0 in the Y and that's minus 200, that's going to be, I don't know, minus 170. It's just guesswork. That's my guess for where the rectangle is going to be. And this is the upper step. So that's the type of thing I'd like you to do. Describe each of the abstract shapes. Say the colour. Have a good guess at the coordinates, and it really helps if you've got your purple spotty book and you draw 0, 0, 100, 0, sorry, 200, 0, minus 200, 0, 0 plus 200, 0 minus 200, and then you can work out exactly where they all are. It doesn't have to be exactly in the same grids, but it should be the same colours, the same shapes in roughly the same layout, please. So once you've planned out your basic shapes, hopefully you'll have a little bit more planned out than me. I've just planned out the grey upper step, so that's what I'm going to model for the next steps, and then obviously the process is the same for any other shape that you've got. Activity 2 means if you've decomposed it, every subprogram, for us that's a shape, is going to be a subprogram. So if we have a look in code, I would like something to be able to draw a rectangle specifying top left and bottom right and colour. Those will be the parameters. So let's have a look at the code. If I want to be able to draw a rectangle from, what do I want? Minus 50, minus 170, up to 50 minus 180. And I'd like that to be, this is where I get confused whether I have to spell it with an A or a Y. One will work, one won't. I suspect that I have to spell it that way. I think that's the American way, but I'm not sure. If I try and do that at the moment, rect doesn't exist because rect is a user-defined subprogram and I haven't defined it yet. So let's tell Python how to draw a coloured rectangle. Probably coloured rectangle would be better. I'm passing in 5 arguments. So my procedure definition needs 5 parameters. I'm going to call it px1 or p left, p top, p for parameter, and then just describing what the parameter describes. Great. So that's the subprogram definition. Then we can go to the starting place, which means we're going to have to lift the pen up before we teleport. Yeah, it's been pointed out that I've got a mismatch here between rect and rec, so that would not work. Well spotted. So at the moment, it just goes to the start point, and then it doesn't know what P is on line 7. Oops, I've got a turtle object called T, not called P. So it goes to the right place. Then, after I put the pen down, well, I could move forwards, or I could just go to. I think if I move forwards, then I can put it inside a loop. So I'll move forwards how far? Well, the width is going to be right minus left, isn't it? Nice. Then I want to turn right by 90 degrees and move forwards top minus bottom, I think. Should probably put some comments here. Draw horizontal and draw vertical. Will that work? Yeah, not far off. Once I've drawn a horizontal and a vertical, I can repeat that process twice. Select them all, indent it, and then finally I want to fill that in. Oh, I did get the right spelling for grey. And t.begin fill, and once I've finished the whole shape, so unindenting, will it work? Yes, good. So the beauty of doing your own subprograms is that once you've defined how to do a coloured rect or whatever shape it is that you want to do, you can then do that as many times as you like, because hopefully you'll have done something like this with a lower step, and this time it needs to start a little bit further to the left, so this needs to be a bigger negative number. And it's slightly further down. That's my estimate. Shall we have a look? From minus 60 up to 60, from minus 180 to minus 190. Maybe, just maybe, yeah, not too shabby. So that's your plan, please. First step, pattern recognition. Look at the primitive shape distribution across the image. So we've got a rectangle, we've got a square, we've got a circle, we've got a hexagon. Then plan out your subprograms. What do you need? What are the coordinates? Check your grid and estimate. Doesn't matter if you don't get it right, you can always change it later. Then what we're working on at the moment, define a procedure for each of your shapes. Think carefully about the parameters. You're probably always going to need your X and Y, but for the hexagon you might just need, well, the side width and the colour. And then think about the order. Remember, you draw the things on the background first. So anything at the back of your image, like the yellow square, has to be drawn before the things in the foreground, like the blue hexagon. And the things in between the foreground and the background, like the red rectangle for the door, that needs to be done in between. Draw from the back, then to the front. It's as though you were drawing it on canvas with a paintbrush. Draw the background first and the foreground on top. So when you've done as much as you can of your house, make sure you screenshot the code and the drawing that your code generates, save it in your Word document, close your Word document and submit your Word document to Half Term 6 Algorithms and Programming 6.